the issue back on these players. Flashbang keeping passionately blind as he burns the 63 HP. Start out for the CTs, Orp watching in the mid position. Zorti ready for some flicks, perhaps. Heightish angle to hold. Flashes go over, turns away from it, is forced off out of angle, but it can't quite find the kill. It's actually a backstab from Jerry that gets Rain to start, and Zorti does turn up that Orp with the Passionoi. So 5 versus 3 gains. CTs bracketing in the T side towards the tunnels. They can't escape from here. They've got to go towards B.
Yeah, Jerry started pushing out Longhouse and just had a really big backstab in from forZe. From there, even Zorti connects onto a shot. And it's just, they're forced into the B play. They have to. And there's really 3 players on this B site, and now they at least try and weaken the defense.
Finnegan so low, flip back in, shot not connecting for him. Has backup in Zorti, also watching towards the mid doors, or the B doors I should say. Molotov on window, smoke back towards door. Bomb plant can be secured from here, but a CT retake is the main concern. 4v3 up to their favor, and they're already getting themselves set up for the entries.
It's not a great amount of utility here for the CTs at all. Jerry's got a full set, so he's got to be able to utilize them the best. If they get a smoke out towards the upper tunnels, then at least they can try and evade Finnegan.
Incendiary down on Car, nobody's going to fall for it. Finnegan seen, now goes falling. 2 standing, Zorti leaning up, got to look towards Platt. Plenty of CTs right behind him, flashbang in, checks that corner. Sees his man, connects it, and gets the round for forZe with Kenty following suit with a preliminary kill. And it's 21-18 forZe. Clean sweep the half on that point once again.
What's so incredible is how many CT rounds we have seen in overtime when that was not the case at all in the first 30. And you've got to think, you know, no matter what team, no matter what half, whether it's T or CT side, getting 3 in a row in overtime, it just puts so much pressure on for the ex-ETHEREAL side now. They've got to be completely flawless, Jay. They've got to be minimal with their mistakes. And what a time to call out another tactical pause from forZe. 1 more round and they'll take dust too.
Keep themselves calm, keep themselves in the game. Need to maintain control here. That's all they need to focus on, just maintaining their position. They have 1 round to win. That's all they've got to do. Just take the 1 and press forward from there. 3 rounds for ex-ETHEREAL to win in a row. If they do lose even 1, then they're done here on Dust 2, and we go to Inferno. Smokes down, MR310K, buyback, AWP in singles for both sides on Zorti and Gospodarov. Flashes already to the long half position. Look at the entries that Zorti wants to take. Fortunately, Robin's there to shut him down.
Oh, this is hyper-aggression. This is really quick coming out from forZe, but it's quick and it's dangerous. They've lost a couple of players already, and now Finnegan push forZe from mid. 2 players left out from forZe. They try something a bit different. They try something a lot quicker, and ex-ETHEREAL, well, they just absolutely bang with the entries. They haven't taken a single point of damage, and it's already a 5-on-2 advantage.
Why is it that forZe capitulates so easily on T side? I don't know what's happened, but simple duels coming through, so spread apart, no trade potential from these players. When you see where the kills came in, 1 towards Longhouse, 1 towards short, 1 towards mid. There was no players there to follow up and try to get the trades. And even then, there were utility to try siphon them off if they did. New player's going to walk out of the upper tunnels. Joe making his move in, checking that corner, lining up. Finnegan, it's easy. It's just easy for him. ex-ETHEREAL with 19. forZe not even securing a bomb plant in that round.
Yeah, not even securing a kill, not even getting close to, really. Good bait and switch setup out from the B side between Pashnoi and Finnegan. ex-ETHEREAL now using all their tacks. Unbelievable to think that we've seen 4 tacticals being used by ex-ETHEREAL and 4 tacticals being used by forZe. We typically don't often see CIS teams using too many tacticals over the course of a single map unless something's going seriously wrong. I think both teams realize the importance, though, right? Like, for ex-ETHEREAL, they need to win this map to sort of keep survival in this best of 3 because it's going to be tough going forward. forZe realize they win this map and they're looking at a 2-0 to get a very, very convincing series in to try and face off against the Lingby Vikings going forward into that next best of 3. And I'm sure the Danes are even watching this game to sort of see how both these 2 teams are playing as well.
Oh, absolutely, because they're up actually against this team next up. Got to find out their form, got to find their little individual ticks and try and figure out how they're going to outplay them. Rain first up against the T side, forces Manic Spray against their position. Sees Sherry at the edge of the smoke, too far forward, and turns the USP up against Zorti as well. Finally a trade comes through, but the damage has been done.
I think both of those kills, he had no idea. Absolutely no idea that Zorti and Jerry were there. Just some great spams. And now even Pashnoy's pushed up so aggressively. They have gamble rotated completely over towards the A site with the info that they've got. Starting to push forward a little bit towards his short control too from Robin. Pashnoy's got to be careful here though, Jay. He can shut them down if they start to relocate away from long. But if he pushes too far early, he could get caught off.
He smokes the cross. 4 versus 3. Re-smoke down from Goff to find a bit of cover here. The AWP watching the angles, nades up. Not doing much damage to Kenzie. Blitz the low HP man in the back line to Molotov on towards short. Gonna siphon off the AWP of the CT counter. They can get this kill. They open up the bomb to plant anywhere on the site. Flit still watching as the smoke starts to clear. Sees where Finnegan Zapply loses that fight. Now flashes and Pashnoy in the back lines. Bursts through, takes out Kenzie as Almaza falls for Finnegan. Oh, disaster for forZe on T side. 2 rounds lost in a row. Neither one gets up on plant. What's going on here, boys?
Yeah, it's a good question, right? The money is just even shaky when you think about overtime. 2 rounds that forZe have not got bomb plants. Even Zorti's going to be on a scout. A Galil coming forward for Jerry. An ex-ETHEREAL. Well, they've got all the advantages going into this next one. AKs to go. AWP up for Gospodarov, not quite double orbs, but they haven't really been running them. It's been forZe, the ones that have been putting it on the back of Zorti and Flit. And even Zorti's taken a lot of early damage, down to 20 points of health from the round of starting.
It was Gospodarov landing his leg shots through that mid door. Falling back towards the short position to try and defend mid from a different stance. One player that will rotate and trade positions here for him on CT. We could be on for a 3rd overtime if ex-ETHEREAL keep this going. forZe just need one good execution, you know, one good playing towards the site, and then they've got this whole thing under wraps. Played out the first minute, taking a lot of damage, nothing dished out to the CT side. The map control's been gained towards mid, but that's all they've got going for them.
Gospodarov looking to see if he can find an opening fight. Oh, swing comes through, doesn't quite connect with the orb. It's a bit of a fake though towards this A site. The bomb is still here towards the upper tunnels. This is going to be a short fake in towards a B split for the T side of forZe.
On smoke down, it draws attention away though. Look at the 2 players in Pashnoy and Finnegan getting out of dodge. One player at the mid position, ready to split in. They're going to start to rotate back towards the B doors position. These have got to act real quick. They hear them dropping down into the mid control. It's going to be a mid to B split. No smoke for the CT spawn though. The crossfire's locked. Jerry and Kenzie with a hell of a task. Shut down to that first face. And now the action comes through to the tunnels area. One player seeing the cross taken out by Finnegan. Passionate deals with Flit. And it's all left on Zorti and Kenzie. Zorti solo. Kenzie holding out mid. Does find one. Backstabs inbound. It's all left at a scout with 4 seconds to the clock. He's out of the round. And we're on for a 3rd OT. forZe just completely capitulating in that T half. What happened there?
Yeah, it was a bit embarrassing, wasn't it? I think they just lost momentum. They struggled to find opening picks. We didn't really see ex-ETHEREAL pushing that aggressively, and they just didn't have the economy with them. That's the big thing with MR3 10K is that, especially on the T side, if you're not getting bomb plants, you're going to struggle in that 3rd round if you don't get a victory forward. Like, there's nothing worse than going into the last round to try and convert this map and being on a scout and a Galil, but it's just how it is. And we go further forward. I don't know who this favors, Jay. I really don't, because forZe look like they had it. They look like they absolutely had it in the bag. 3 in a row, and then ex-ETHEREAL get 3 in a row themselves.
Back and forth on the odds at Power Match. Currently favouring forZe just by the skin of their teeth. I believe these were the odds at the start of the game, if memory serves me correctly as well.
They're about there.
Up to 100% bonus for your first deposit in some regions of the world. Click the banner below. Just a bet on EDC at powermatch.com. Tech pause for ex-ETHEREAL. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. Like, forZe have had the perfect opportunity to close this map out 3 times in a row, and they were failing to do so. And it feels like it's all in this T side. Like, you know, I don't know what it is about this T side, but it has really just been... It's not been great. It really has not been great for these guys.
And certainly do remember as well from Paramatch, right? Although this might be the last day of group stage, Jay, we've got the playoffs starting on Monday the 22nd for 4 days there. Try and see if they can crown a winner. K23 were the winners in Season 1, getting knocked out in groups this time around with a relatively new lineup with a couple of new additions. So maybe be on some surprises, I think, going forward into that playoffs. Got a couple of teams that are looking pretty decent. A couple of teams look a bit shaky. And a couple of teams right in front of us now, forZe and ex-ETHEREAL, going pound for pound. Already 42 rounds deep in the first map of this best of 3. Something tells me, Jay, that today, this best of 3 series and the next one with Lingby Vikings, it could be a long one.
Well, I mean, if the Lingby Vikings is anything like this one, then we're going to be here all day, but... We've been playing this map for about an hour and a half. Almost an hour and 40 minutes, actually. Of how long this one has taken. The comebacks, the overtimes, the tech pauses.
I mean, it's funny, right? Like, you get some games that you might go like a, let's just say like a 16-8 or a 16-7. You know, you got 23, 24 rounds. You know, multiply that by 2, you get like 45-ish, like around that marker. Sometimes you get series like that, where it's like less than 50 rounds for a best of 3. Sometimes you get nearly 50 rounds for one map in a best of 3. You just never really know what kind of gift you're going to get on the day.
Well, we will get up to that point by the time we're done with this particular map up. But yeah, ex-ETHEREAL keeping it together again, thanks to the issues that forZe have had. And, like, you know, listen, let's talk about this for a bit, because, again, this T side has been disastrous for forZe. You know, like, it's been absolute chaos and something that you wouldn't expect to see out of these guys. You would hope that they would have had some sort of competence, considering their playstyle favors the T side. But it's really not been the case here. And what do we have to do to adjust against that? What do we have to do to see ex-ETHEREAL, you know, or sorry, to see forZe adjust to finally get that probably one T-side round that they need, you know?
Yeah, look, I don't know. Like, I think that they just need to, like, continue to play with confidence. I think as soon as they start playing passive and start not taking as much map control as they were finding, that's probably where we see them struggle even further. But one thing, I suppose, when you kind of compare the pair, from their T sides, I think pacing is certainly the one big change up. Maybe if forZe go for one of those real slow passive rounds, which we haven't really seen from them. And maybe just be a little bit more commitment than fakey, right? Like, one thing we have seen from them a lot is that they kind of fake the short control, then they split B, or they're like faking B and they're just committing short. Maybe just try and do something where there's no fakes. Like, you just take Longhouse super early in the round and then maybe just go cross smokes and just take the side. Like, rather than just kind of playing the mind games, just go down to simplicity. Maybe that's what they need.
I've been seeing a lack of trades as well from forZe. There was that one round where there was that one player that made his way out of the Longhouse, no backup whatsoever. And yeah, I feel like I feel like maybe you might be right on that one.
Just be a little bit more like, maybe not so much more individual, but just play simpler Counter-Strike. Don't overthink things. That's the one thing, like, especially in overtime, you'll often find that it's not like the rounds get boring, but they become repetitive because they've done everything on their T side, right? Like, they've done the B XE, they've done the A take, they've done you've done everything. When you've done like 40 rounds or so of Dust 2 going back and forth from the T side and CT side, you just see the same stuff because there's only so much you can continue doing in terms of variations and in terms of differences.
Well, tech pause finishing up here for ex-ETHEREAL. forZe up to their T side to get things going. They just need a couple of good rounds to follow it up with their CT half that's been confident so far. Smokes go down across towards the mid control. I believe that jump face from
Ooh.
Passionoy did see something, but Zorti
Hitting me.
catches that man off, getting the kill. Fast plays in. You want to see something fast and simple. That's exactly what we're seeing. And Zorti takes a secondary kill. Robin comes up from CT to take one frag through the smoke, blind by a flash, but it doesn't stop the bomb. They're planting down on B.
Oh, what a mid-round call from forZe. As soon as they get that pick, they just continue charging, and Zorti is continuing to charge with that AWP. 3 kills, could be on for a 4K. He gets down incredibly low, but it's distraction, so they pull Flit out to get a couple, sprays him through, and forZe convincingly find their 22nd, and when the change of pace comes through, it's a lot quicker, and it's a lot more open, free-flowing, and Zorti delivers with some incredible shots.
If only they found that round about 2 rounds ago, that probably would have secured them the map at this stage. But forZe at least get a good start here on T. Is that the one round they need? Is that the start of things to come for this squad? Well, right now they're playing out the defaults, once again going fast into the mid control. They're going to make their way out from mid doors. No, Finnegan's already there in the cubby corner. The smokes will go down to try and siphon off positions, but he won't be challenged whatsoever by the T side.
Oh, Kenzie tried to go for a bit of a peek in through mid. Could be a bit of a trade here from Zorti, especially if they molly Finnegan out towards that right-hand side. Maybe just try and flash in Jerry. Go for a bit of an aggressive peek, and it's actually flipped with the nade out from B, but Finnegan, even blind, still gets that kill on Jerry. He's still alive, finally amazed with the trade, but now there's a backstab in from behind. What is going on? There's so much chaos out from mid.
It took too long with this default. ex-ETHEREAL could punish them as a result. And Flit moving up against them, trying to see if he can face Gospodarov, but no. He got a kill with the USP. Of course he's getting a kill with the AK. And ex-ETHEREAL even up the score once again, 22-all. One final buyback from forZe, obviously, to close out the half. Can they get the advantage? If they can do that, I could see them winning the next CT rounds.
Yeah, ex-ETHEREAL, they're not going to make it easy for him, though. Especially when you're just continuing to find opening picks like they did in that last round. Fast playing towards the upper tunnels presence. Maybe a little bit of a B-side exe could be the play in here for forZe. Trying to see if they can bait out any util, but nothing's coming out from the anchors at B between Finnegan and Passionoy.
Broken flash over, trying to sell them on a B play. Rotations are coming in from one player at the CT spawn, but they're just going to back off, and forZe are going to continue playing the default. Gospodarov, pistol out. AWP not even going to get drawn out. He doesn't quite get that kill.
What?
Zorti can respond at least. 4-on-4 now being gained.
He's got an AWP, and he's using a P250 long range. What? And then once he sees presence, he just peeks in again. That's poor decision-making from Gospodarov, and forZe probably realize, okay, well, somehow we got that pick. An overextension comes out from ex-ETHEREAL after they found that initial. And now Rain has got to really defend this A bomb site all by himself.
Flash in, Rain. Looking for some sort of contact out here. They're going to back away from the long position, look towards mid and short instead. Bomb passed off to Flit. Where they're going with this, another B split. It worked out well for them last time. It was a little bit slower this round though. Finnegan, smoke up, sees 2 players, blocks off the B doors. Now going to focus against him. Nade onto his position, does minimal damage. 1 player swinging out from the tunnels. Armaza gets that kill, and Finnegan's back's turned towards him. Or pin on Zorti, gets Robin next, and Rain is all that remains. 1v4 for him, out towards mid, and he's going to get locked out. He's going to get traded so quickly. Triple face from forZe will be enough to shut it down. And they gain the lead on their T side. Much better T side by comparison to the last one. And it could finally tip the scales in their favor.
It's a lack of discipline for Gospodarov. And sometimes it's one mistake that sort of tiptoes the scales the other way. And for forZe's sake, like, that was just really well received from there. They're able to now take a lead going into their CT side. And this is probably where we've seen them more confident, right? We've seen them put up better CT rounds in OT than on the T side. Running double AWPs again on Zorti and Flit, looking to bring 3 players over towards this long challenge. But it doesn't look like ex-ETHEREAL are too bothered about it. Looking in towards this mid control really quickly, getting Passionoy up towards Xbox very fast.
Now onto the short presence where there's only 1 CT holding. He's going to start to aggress. That's Zorti with the AWP flashing against him. Inaccurate as he runs away, and the Molotov, and he's going to try hunt for the kill. He almost gets his man. Zorti down to 49 HP. Passionoi still pressing up with the flashbangs over. Going to be hyper aggressive for this round for ex-ETHEREAL. But it's just aggression to damage. No kills as of right now here.
Yeah, now it gets a bit silent. And that could have been a great opening chance for Pashnoi, swinging onto the AWP from Zorti, trying to force him back to cart. ex-ETHEREAL probably looking like they want to line themselves up for a bit of a short take. Robin, a late lurk out from long, has given up his position at least slightly with the utility being used. forZe being very passive towards this A site. Looks like it's a bit of a fake towards mid to B, actually.
Smokes on. T players moving up to the short control. 40 seconds to the clock. Flashes out from mid, going to continue to sell him on the idea of a B play. Taps through from Jerry, going to get given up some damage. ex-ETHEREAL pressing forward now towards short. Jerry realizes a mistake he made by facing. Doesn't matter. Flit and Zorti have the kills of the USP in New York. Jerry and Kenzie get a couple more. And the Yorp of Gospodarov can't do jack. Taken back 24 to forZe. Map point for them once again. Can they close it out this time? That is the real question here.
Well, this has got to be like the third time or so, right, that we've actually seen them have a lead and a map point on overtime and haven't been able to close it out, haven't been able to actually turn it into a victory. Now they've got a couple of chances. ex-ETHEREAL need 2 in a row to try and tie it up. Fast play in terms of the util out towards long, and no one's challenging at all from the city side. Look how far passive they go back towards the site instead.
Smokes down.
Ooh.
Orp leaning up for Flit. Sprays through on Rain. Can't see this player behind the smoke. He's just blind firing. Flit moves in, takes the kill. Takes out the tunnel's control with a follow suit from Jerry. Is this the beginning of the end for ex-ETHEREAL? 2 more lining up for the AK. Can't quite take the frags. Finnegan instead responds all the same. Molotov and flashbang, with smoke going back down towards the cross position. ex-ETHEREAL trying to force their way in towards the A site. They've got no choice but to act here. And they're slowly but surely getting picked apart. Moving up, Finnegan backing up his man. AK seen on the boost, can't quite catch the kill, though the bomb plant can be secured from here.
Oh, Almeza, though, could be the one to swing, especially if they plant open, but no, they're not. They're not even planning. They're just trying to fake him out, try and draw the CTs forward, and now Gospodarov's found a pick to turn into a 3v3, and now the advantage from Finnegan.
The plant bait worked well. Now suddenly, ex-ETHEREAL back in control. Zorti desperate to find a pixel, a gap, something that can turn the tide back to his team's favor. But it's Flit falls, he's the last man standing. Got to hold on to the AWP because he has no choice in the matter. And ex-ETHEREAL continue to stay alive. forZe overzealous as anything in that A-site defense. And again, it means they can't secure this in this OT just yet.
Oh no, don't tell me it's going to happen again from forZe. It's just, they struggle to close, Dre. They really struggle to close in overtime. That was their chance right there. And now for ex-ETHEREAL, I almost get the feeling that they're stronger when they're at the disadvantage, right? Like, we looked at the way that they were in a 3v4 and you're looking at it and thinking, nah, not going to happen. You know, already a couple of great kills from forZe. They fake out some of the peaks, not getting that bomb down immediately, and forZe just peek straight into it. 24 to 23, ex-ETHEREAL, 1 more round to tie up the scoreline again.
The AWP's in. We get that first contact kill, nade up from Kenzie. Not doing any damage to the T-side forces. The AWP battle goes the way of Flit. Takes damage to Goss, but landing that kill regardless. 5 versus 4. That's the start that forZe need here.
Yeah, look, Flit actually got legged in the first engage, went in for a secondary peek, an aggressive moment to come out from Flit, and it works. And now even look at what's happening over towards the longhouse. Look at how far Almeza's been able to push up.
Oh, Rain down to 3 HP. Meanwhile, out of the tunnel position, Finnegan will catch Jerry. Nade back on short, forcing the next player out position. The AWP firing back and smoking down the mid doors. They are just stalling for time here. Time that ex-ETHEREAL need to act upon. Flashes through towards mid, but still no face in from Finnegan here. Flit's still holding with the AWP as the rotations come in. They're going to hit B.
This backstab's got to come in now from our mates, and he's starting to make a bit of a move, Jay. This is a good readout from forZe. They've got a lot of information. They can spot this bomb from lower tunnels.
Sees burst, doesn't get the kills. He's going to try stall for time though. Flash in, catches players. AWP swings back from Flit. Could be a dangerous peek, but no. He catches Passionoi as Finnegan trades it. Bomb drop, picked back up. Now in the hands of Robin, 3 versus 3. Kenzie still thinks it's going to be a mid-play, but he's going to need backup to come through. They're coming through tunnels. 17 seconds. Flash evaded. He's still turned around. Rain can get the kill as a result. Almost are moving forward. And Smoke's back bomb plant here towards the front corner. Almaza looking to swing. Check the back corner. Looks back on towards the next. Sorty with an all pick. But Robin gets the 2 kills. And ex-ETHEREAL stay alive again. forZe still just can't secure the 1 round to victory.
They can't do it. They really can't do it. They're struggling to close out. Every time this is happening, I'm getting more worried from forZe, because I'm looking at this and thinking, right, what happens if ex-ETHEREAL get off to the right start? What happens if they're the ones that actually put their foot down and get off to a lead in overtime? Surely they're going to be the ones to close, because they always bring it back. 24-24, we go into quadra overtime. Oh my goodness, this has been a long first map, Jay.
Oh boy, I don't know what to say anymore. Like forZe have just gotten so close, so many times, and they just fail at the last second. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. It's like the small little mistakes. Expecting second flashes and just getting taken out by quick swings on ex-ETHEREAL. Here they are on his T side on this 4th overtime. Molotov flashes in. Robin suppressed by that smoke. forZe not going to give up this opening kill.
It's slow. It's very slow from ex-ETHEREAL. Looking like they may want to try and at least push Passionoi quite aggressively out from mid. Had a bit of a moment to try and go even further forward, but ops against it. Looks like it's going to be another split towards the A side. Look at this crossfire out from long, though, from forZe.
Smoke on short, flash over for Passionoi. Secondary flash down as well to the CT side. Entering past these smoke, spraying through, but can't find any kills as of right now. They're all held out towards long. 3-man crossfire. They could deny the bomb planter here. One player towards that corner, burst back. Jerry does know where he is. Incendiaries through nades up, doing damage towards both players. Smokes down, continuing to suppress Ghost, but over that AWP could get caught off guard as a backstab also incoming. Kenzie gets that kill. 2 players acting towards the A site. Rain gets that 1 frag, and 2 Almaza trades it. And now it all leaves to Finnegan. Last player on the site. No time left for this one. forZe once again claiming the lead here in the early part of OT.
Yeah, look, unfortunate there for ex-ETHEREAL. They did a really good job of getting that short take in, but they just ran into a crossfire that they didn't know about. One of the first times I've actually seen a triple crossfire set out from the CT side at long. And ex-ETHEREAL just runs straight into it. To a start out from forZe in this first half again. And double orbs coming through from Zorti and Flit. T's going to try and press forward, brute force their way out from the long house, but Kenzie's in towards a pit and finds that first kill again.
And Robin turning 180 way too quickly. Not knowing, not reading Kenzie's position, couldn't spot him either. And forZe, other than that first phase, see no further challenge from the T's. No further resistance from ex-ETHEREAL. And mid control instead, where there's nobody watching here. Big gap that they can use to go mid to B or through CT spawn. Ex-ETHEREAL, though, looking to play towards short instead.
They've already lost quite a lot, though. Robin was the one that just tried to fly out from Longhouse. forZe starting to find a lot of confidence, I want to say, in this first half of the 4th OT. Resmoke goes down at a perfect time, but it looks like the team's just going to push forward of it. Oh, what an entry!
Jericho looking the wrong way, allows Passionoi to get that kill. Zorti, which with the AWP, needs to get these kills together. Missing his first shot, second phase, can't land it. Bomb plant can be secured, going for the wall bangs. does not connect. 4v4 retake. Gospodarov seen there. AKs tapping through the CT side. He gets tagged, but so does Zorti go low. Almas are crossing. Passional in one frag. Kenzie gets the trade. Finnegan backs off from short as Rain comes in from long. Gets one kill. Plant down on short position. They can stick the whole thing at this stage. They don't know about Finnegan yet. Kenzie turned away, looking to play anti-flash, going for the defuse. Jump base, the spray comes in too late. forZe just secured 26. They lose all 5, but they keep the hype train going.
Oh, there was 2 lurk plays from ex-ETHEREAL. One out from Finnegan from CT, the other from long. And the bomb just gets stuck. They try and get the jump peak, they get the kill, but a fraction too late. 2 in a row now from forZe. ex-ETHEREAL. Oh, that's heartbreaking to not tie up the scoreline there.
Why go CT though? That's what cost them the most. If they had the short plant position, they should have kept short and they would have held together. Look at Jerry and Zorti. Onto the long position, 2-for-1 trade. Just a dry face out from Robin and Passional, just giving up the kills easy. And now Flit with the AWP chimes in towards mid position. Gospodarov can trade it. Does isolate Kenzie as the lone defender towards the B side, but 3 versus 2. Man advantage for forZe. Are there any flashes to put out against the player in the open? No. As the smoke clears, Rain can get the duel and win it.
He's so aggressive on B for absolutely no reason. That's a 3-on-2 advantage from forZe. And now it's starting to swing the other way. ex-ETHEREAL getting in the post plant, and it's down to Rain and Gospodarov to try and hold off.
AWP watching from the back line towards tunnels as Rain is aggressing through window. I think he's actually in the lower corner. Either way, forZe got to deal with them both, and the AWP turned back towards the B doors. I believe information was called, and Goslings gets Jerry. Needs that second man. Zorti can trade it. 1-on-1. Sees the last player, and just against it with a quick scope. And that's 27 for forZe. 3 kills for Zorti. And another map point for this team. Now comes the next challenge. Getting the map victory itself. They just need 1 out of 3 playing.
Jeez, what a shot this was from Zorti. This last kill was such a hard flick. Oh my goodness. Oh. Honestly, when I think about those 3 rounds, 2 of the last 3 probably should have been won by ex-ETHEREAL, right? Kenzie made such a big mistake, and Zorti has a huge clutch to get to 27. We've seen them win 3 in a row before, Jay. They've never been able to convert. We've always gone to another overtime. ex-ETHEREAL need 3 in a row.
When will this madness end?
Someone body block that smoke.
Yeah, that's not fun. Already rough start for forZe. At least Jerry does find the opening kill. Nade back to his position is going to take him down back from Goss. I thought he evaded it, but no. 4v4 scenario. Smoke to recover the cross. Rain with a smoke set of his own. We're going to set some utility. Flashbang in. Kenzie gets Robin. AWP of Goss close to the short position, but Rain behind the right bags is going to be the main concern. Spray through on the AWP, takes him down. 1 headshot found. 2nd kill. Kenzie takes it back. It's all on Finnegan. On short for the 1v2 clutch. Incendiary will go through towards site. Nade close. Doesn't get any kills. And all on him for the retake here.
Oh, Finnegan's got to step up, and it's got to be now. 1v2, Clutch trying to come through, and forZe close it. Finally, Jay, they beat their opposition on their map pick, 28-24. We go a hell of a distance out on that first map of the best of 3, but forZe, they take it just in the end.
I love that little caveat. The first map of the best of 3. That was just map 1, going for a little over 2 hours at this stage. These guys must already be exhausted, but that, I think, was unnecessarily long there. forZe made some key mistakes over the course of that map, and a lot of them were pretty small. A couple of them were really, really big. You know, I think that one should have ended in regulation, quite honestly. You know, I mean, also ex-ETHEREAL made some mistakes because they were the ones that were 14-7 up, but it's just like, how do you let so many mistakes go so far, you know?
Yeah, look, I think it's frustration is probably one. Fatigue is probably another. Like, you're just playing so many rounds, and like, we just saw some decision making being really poor from both teams. I don't know what it really comes down to, whether it's a couple of stand-ins out for the ex-ETHEREAL guys, or maybe forZe just trying to fit sort of Kenzie and Zorti into the lineup. But look, it was scrappy, it was long, and I think that at least now the players get a little bit of a break, Jay. But look, it's only map one. We could still be on for a really long series.
That we could. The second map is Inferno. It is the pick of forZe. They're on to 2-0, the ex-ETHEREAL side, if they're not careful, so do stick with us after the... Welcome back to the European Development Championship, getting into map 2 between forZe and ex-ETHEREAL. Brought to the game multi home and gaming excellence, and definitely excellence in the server to a certain extent in map number 1 of Dust 2. Went over 2 hours, I have to say. Was a hell of a contest in terms of the scoreline, but I have to say that when it comes to excellence, only showing up in partials. Great stuff from ex-ETHEREAL to keep it close, but forZe making some crucial mistakes that left them in several positions where they couldn't close out the maps, despite having matches points about 3 times in that last one. They do take the ex-ETHEREAL map pick, though. Going on to Inferno is their map pick. And I did say it would be a close 2-0 if we saw a 2-0 Dwayne. Do you see the 2-0 coming in now that we're off to Inferno?
Yeah, look, I think so. I think for Inferno, we probably won't kind of see the same level of scoreline that we did on Dust 2. I mean, maybe. You never really know. But for ex-ETHEREAL, I think the positive here is that they're really a mixed team, right? Like, they're a team that aren't orged. They have only really got a core 3. They've got 2 stand-ins, and they went toe-to-toe with one of Russian's best, or CIS best, tier 2 teams that we have. So there are some positives to take away from Dust 2. forZe, on the other hand, certainly did struggle to close out that result in that 28-24 slammer of a first map of the series. But look, I think now we're getting to Inferno. I think this is where at least confidence starts to come forward from forZe.
I hope so. You know, again, I was
Yeah.
not impressed with the nature of forZe in that last map, just because of how unbelievably close it ended up being. Not necessarily so for me, you know. I feel like it was unnecessary how close it was. The odds of power match do favour them. However, the map winner currently a 1.4 to 2.8 favour to the fine folks over at forZe. But, you know, again, I'm sort of questioning whether or not this is going to be the case. You know, I know that Inferno was obviously a great map for them, but, you know, some of the showings were just not as fantastic as I thought it would be. Zorti had an absolutely lights out map in that last one, I will say that. But, you know, like there were some moments where I just felt like the rest of the players kind of fell behind him at certain moments. So I feel like they're currently resting on just one player to be the main carry, and the other guys are sort of just chime in occasionally whenever they're needed, you know?
You've got to think from forZe, right? Like, obviously, they're the favourites in this matchup. They've already won their opposition's map pick. I think it's a good test going forward to, like, potentially face off against Lingby Vikings. You know, they've got to put in some hard work against ex-ETHEREAL before they can even think about that next series. But it's already proving to be quite the difficult hurdle against that CIS derby. And look, now we go into Inferno. I think for ex-ETHEREAL, like, just kind of play with a lot of freedom, play like you're having quite a lot of fun, because for them, I think this whole challenge just gets so much more difficult now, not being able to convert that first map of the series, their map pick.
Agreed. Yeah, this is going to be one hell of a task for this team, so we'll find out how well they can hold it together. forZe off to the T side start here in this map. Up CT side chosen by ex-ETHEREAL, of course the map being chosen by the opposition. The fuse and smoke in for Passionate. We have a single flash smoke and HE for Almaza on the utility basis. No double smokes for the BXC, so it might be something a bit different here from the T side pistol. They are going towards Banana early though.
Finnegan playing quite aggressive towards this broken wall position, considering he doesn't really have a lot of support, so it could just be some wide swings out from forZe to try and get quite aggressively into the site. They've already spotted off that first player. Finnegan just getting charged down from Jerry, and now Pashnor is going to try and fall back. He's the one with a little bit of util and that kit, but they've already taken the B side, but a big gap on that right-hand side. Come on, forZe.
Yeah, can't quite land those kills. Not even damage being done to the T-side players as they cross straight out. ex-ETHEREAL in position as Kenzie fires back down upon them here. Taps through 2-for-1 trades, eventually leading to a 3-for-1 overall to the favor of the T-side line, and 2 players responding to position on the rotations. Unfortunately, can't do much from here. This round is a loss. It looks like a pistol to the favor of the forZe side.
Yeah, ex-ETHEREAL, maybe try and see if they can get a smoke down into the bomb, see if they can draw the T's out into the open, but 2v4 is not going to be easy, especially with Pashnoi down Kenzie. Ooh, a couple of nice picks towards the end of that round. Him and Zorti showing up some nice kills in the pistol with Jerry with that initial entry. So, forced to get off to a really good start, I want to say, on the pistol. The only mistake I want to say from there was obviously that gap in the CT smoke. Outside of that, the duels were fantastic, the entries were even better, and it was very convincing.
Yeah, very convincing indeed, I have to say. The Eagles set in, the smoke's down, the HEs. Enough to try and siphon off forZe from the sights for the moment, but the AKs and the MAC-10s are going to be the main concern for ex-ETHEREAL. A couple of players with head Kevlar will try to evade the MAC-10 and the Galil. But everybody else should end up falling pretty effectively. Trying to see if they can just farm up some money here. And two players have dropped down already towards mid and second. Simple pick apart from forZe as they find their angles, and ex-ETHEREAL get punished for it.
Okay. Well, Finnegan somehow finds a shot onto Jerry. And one thing that is slightly new as well is Kenzie's got a forZe jersey on now, Jay. We've got a new picture from him. So everyone has got jerseys here from forZe, which is nice to see. Unfortunately, what is not nice to see from ex-ETHEREAL is a gamble rotate out towards the A site when it looks like it's a B play. So this might just have to be the instant save from ex-ETHEREAL. Just hold on to their upgraded pistols, keep that force play into the next round. And forZe have only lost a single player. Nice and simple.
Yeah, pretty easy. Just secure that plant, and well, there's not much that ex-ETHEREAL can do. Hold on to the Kevlar, the helmets, the Eagles might be a bit more useful going into the follow-up couple of rounds. But yeah, 2-0 start for forZe in this one. And pretty standard stuff from the AKs. Not much that ex-ETHEREAL can do in this one. Just to be eco to follow suit for a 3-0 start. And for the T side, obviously, this is a great way to kick things off. Again, their map pick. And had a very shaky set of T rounds over on Dust 2. So definitely don't want to see a similar sort of repeat stance here in the second map.
Well, for forZe, I think it's all about just regaining confidence. Like, I know that they won it in overtime, but it was so down to the wire. If they can get off to a flyer, I think that's going to help them going forward. They try to hunt down and get that one-on-one train. Ooh, those odds are surprisingly one-sided considering we are only 2 rounds deep, Jay. What are your thoughts on the Paramatch odds?
Oh, my thoughts are that you can get your first bonus for your first deposit on the banner below.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah, I like that.
My second thoughts are that I am a little bit shocked it is that one-sided. I mean, it is forZe's map picks, so getting off on the early start does make a lot of sense. But yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those ones where, again, it could swing the favor of ex-ETHEREAL if we're not careful. I do think, however, that forZe are the favorites to take a 2-0, so it's a bit one-sided, but it can be expected to see the odds favor the forZe camp. In this round, however, it's Pashnoi to open up against the MAC-10. Still getting some SMGs out for the T side to follow up some money, and they're not going to do too well for it. Armoza is the first casualty.
Yeah, forZe need to just be careful they're not running into a stack, so I like that they're not just continuing to fight and continue just wide swinging on B. They start to slow it down. Leave Jerry as a bit of a lurk towards the top of Banana. And does need to be careful, though, in case they all sort of start swinging it together. Ooh, now a rotate from ex-ETHEREAL. Damn, they've been unlucky with their stack so far, haven't they?
Yeah, not exactly fantastic. And players making their way up and over into the long control. Smokes on. Bit of a miss there towards the library area. It actually smokes a little bit too deep, so they can't cover off that position. They're going to keep their eyes on a secondary smoke used. That one also lands a bit deep, I think. That's not fun. But either way, forZe are going to walk into the A site uncontested. So, like, slight waste of utility, and they can just get the round for free. You know, ex-ETHEREAL might just force the issue back and stack 5 players in, but the HP numbers are so ridiculously high for forZe by comparison that there's going to be no chance, essentially, for a retake to work.
You know, I just had something that popped into my mind, which I don't see teams doing very often. Think about, you know, like the boost out on the B side. What if they did, like, a boost on the boost, like when you go for, like, the ladder and pop on train? I don't think I've ever seen that. That could be something a bit cheeky. Like, if you're going for a gamble stack, could be like, you know, they check up to the boost position. You know, sometimes it might be 1 player, but there's in fact 2. Now every tier 2 team is going to do that. Now I've said it. They're listening. Don't give away the secret strats.
No secrets about this round. Mac 10 picked up by Goss, going to be the only weapon they can say. Probably going to get upgraded to the M4s anyway, so it won't matter too much. And indeed, big green guns out for him. AUG out for Finnegan. And the automatic weapons for everybody else as well. Standard sets utility should be coming through for most players. Rain's going to have a couple of problems when it comes to blowing up the full set. Smoke and a Molotov for him. Smoke and HE for Goss. And forZe. Of course, standard AKs across the board. Still that Galilian for Zorti. He's playing that value weapon for a number of rounds in a row now. We'll carry it into the guns.
Funny enough, when you actually look at the statistics from forZe, the duo of ex-ETHEREAL and Flit, one of their best maps in the entire pool was actually Inferno. So this is going to be a real test for me to sort of see what Zorti is actually like on this map, considering that Exi was sort of his playground, to say the least. And fast play out towards brackets in from the apartments from forZe. Very passive coming out from ex-ETHEREAL, just a couple of jiggle peeks from Rain onto the bomb side itself. Nade coming down to brackets, does a fair bit of damage onto Almazer actually.
Tag him low, he still presses forward as the main entry. Seeing one player over at the balcony, getting that one kill. Armors are doubling up with the trade. AWP still set to the backline, gets one and no more than one. Bomb plant can be secured. Still a great hold there from ex-ETHEREAL, setting up the two players for the retake. Plant secured, and forZe now set themselves up on site and at graveyard here.
Oh, good resmoke. Comes in at a really good time for Finnegan, just when you think a crossfire is going to be coming through. A little bit of a gap on that left-hand side in case Zorti peeks out from graveyard. But it looks like Finnegan wants to try and flash his teammate in.
That's what they'll do. Straightforward, Zorti shuts down Passionoi. Can't see at the edge of the smoke. Unfortunately, Finnegan not going to get his chance at the kill and will fall back to position, taking a fourth for forZe. Going hunting as well. Will Jerry get the kill together in the corner?
Oh!
He reads it like a book. That's fantastic. And all five go down for ex-ETHEREAL. Yes, damage done to forZe, but 4-0 up. They can be happy with that round.
Yeah, that is a really nice round from forZe. The trades were pretty much instant. Like, while they looked like a decent hold from ex-ETHEREAL, they just kept going 1 for 1. And I think it was just the utility that really slowed it down. Good post-plant positions coming out from both Jerry and Zorti. And ex-ETHEREAL getting off to a bit of a rough start so far in the city half. I really haven't been able to find many advantages going their way. Another eco has to come out. So it's just upgraded pistols.
Passionoi facing, Molotovs up and out. Nades back and forth. Finnegan will take some damage. Look at they're ready for Passionoi. Put that down towards the cross position as soon as he takes contact against T-side. As soon as Finnegan fires away with his deagle, be the main concern. Flash over also could bait it in, and that's exactly what's happened. Utility wasted for ex-ETHEREAL as forZe decide to rotate away from the Bernard position.
A bit of a play in the apartments, though. Rain. Ooh, there we go. First pick being found onto Flit. Doesn't push forward to pick up the rifle, though. I suppose you kind of look at that as two ways. First of all, obviously really passive. That doesn't sort of lean in for another fight, but almost a bit of a missed opportunity there to not pick up that AK.
Time's running short. forZe need to make a move in. Finnegan backed up, Molotovs in, Passionoi to the first boxes. Almazer will lean up with the AKCs. His man takes him down. 4 versus 3 situation as Zorti follows suit on Finnegan. And bomb plant will be secured here. Great take of the site. Only 1 casualty sustained, and their best bet is to hold that rifle back in the apartments, keep it in play for the CT forces. They fall apart. And the half buy can at least achieve a rifle. I think the ex-ETHEREAL can just be happy with that much, you know?
Yeah, look, it's like obviously you probably want to do more damage, but at least getting a rifle and being able to maintain it, obviously a big advantage. So they'll be happy with that. What they won't be happy with, though, is no rounds so far in this first half. 5-0 from forZe. And it's such a relief as well that we've kind of got into the second map and we're actually seeing confidence from forZe. And they seem to be on the back foot for the majority of the first 30 rounds and then on the front foot in overtime, but then struggling to close. Now coming through with some fresh attitudes and some fresh mindsets, and well, it's certainly showing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, looking much more calm and collected by comparison to the previous map. And forZe are so scrappy on their T-side. This T-side has gone much better for them. ex-ETHEREAL. Not quite the intense sort of scrappy games we usually like to see, but still going to be confident enough to get themselves some decency shown. Kenzie taking out first and foremost. Gospodaro with a fantastic entry. Falling back away from position, knowing that they can't really afford to give up a kill back to return to the forZe side. They will be a little bit aggressive towards Banana, which might be a bit of a risk for Passionate, but re-smokes it and falls away from Stack.
Great flash from Jerry if they start to overextend. Molly goes down towards that Logs position, and ex-ETHEREAL almost in a bit of hesitation here whether they want to try to aggress down towards Banana. The swing comes out, instant bottom-one trade. Finnegan with the high ground on top of the sandbags. Great contest out from Banana. Still more damage is chipping in, and Zorti might try and force him out from sandbags. He does, but gets blinded in the contest, and Flit is dealt with now from the brackets position. So 1v3 from Zorti. Got to try and pick up that bomb. This could be winnable if he's able to isolate some of these fights.
Flashing into the mid position and just being forced back on towards one player that's up there. He doesn't quite land it though. That AWP out, moving in. Big green gun up against 3. And they're going to boost one player towards that flower pot boost to mostly focus on the B side. It's where he was last spotted. But if he can get the kill back on Gospodaro, the AWP view of battle, they will enter in towards the A side, at least get that bomb plant together. And it'll all rest on the retake here. Goss watching the site, checking out short at the right moment. Shoulder bait, seeing his man. Zorti also knows where he's at, pre-aiming. No, Molotov coming through. It all comes down to timing. Oh, he gets the kill. He'll get the plant for it.
Oh, now it's a 1v2, and he's got a Molly. Rotate's coming in really, really quickly. Molly out towards a moto position, and now he's starting to move. Get in towards short, already doing a bit of damage onto Rain.
He's going to wrap all the way around. Both CT's going to come in from long as well. Flash over. How does Zorti adjust to this? If he tries to fight from long, he's going to actually be completely ciphered off from the bomb itself. They can stick the diffuser as soon as he reveals the position. Finnegan, oh, shot missed out. Now they're on the bomb. He's got to go for the wall bang. He can't quite get towards it. They're going to stick the diffuser at this stage. Finnegan still missed out on the shot, does get the kill. Zorti with a very risky play. It does not pay off for him. And ex-ETHEREAL will finally get there first on the CT side.
Yeah, unfortunate. Look, really well played, I think, from Zorti. Gets that bomb down. A great shot onto the pit player. Unfortunately, misses Finnegan. And from there, they just stick that bomb. He's got to try and charge forward. No time to get him off it. And for forZe, when you think it's like a 1v3 and that it doesn't really look winnable, a bomb plant and another kill is not a bad recovery for the situation. ex-ETHEREAL will be happy that they get there first on the board. Goss gets flashed out from mid, has to fall back. A bit of a quicker approach towards second mid from forZe this time around.
ex-ETHEREAL locked out in the mid and brackets facing where Gospodaro obviously got that first kill on that AWP early. Reface from long, hoping to catch some more CTs or catch some more T-side players who are pushed out this position, but forZe are being a little bit more careful about their defaults this time around. Have got some apartments control as they get through the bedroom balcony. There's one player up on the CT balcony and the site balcony itself. The Flash is coming all over here, trading places with this A bomb site. There's still going to be 2 players holding on to B players. They expected some sort of rotation, but a lot of baiting coming through here from the forZe side.
Yeah, a lot of rotations coming through from ex-ETHEREAL. So they're bringing Goss over towards the defend B, bringing a gamble stack out from A, and just have the AWP around Broken Wall and Car. Now, forZe have still got the opportunity of getting Moto Smoke down and maybe faking A and committing to at least taking some banana control. But Goss has got to be wary if he overextends, because if he goes down, no one's going to be on a rotate quicker. Oh, P comes through, takes a lot of damage. Molly comes through. Oh, it's actually the wallbang from Zorti.
Now wrap in from long as Finnegan gets dealt with. They're locked out of the B side. The bomb can make its way in towards the site, completely uncontested. Flick and Kenzie, next 2 kills. AUG back for Robin, does catch 1. But now up against Kenzie is going to be where he falls 6-1 to the board of forZe. So well reacted to as soon as that kill came in towards the B site. It was round over from there.
You know what's even more surprising too, from forZe out on Dust 2, is it didn't really feel like in too many of the duels and rounds that they looked incredibly sharp. But in the early stages of Inferno, like some of these entries are coming in so damn quickly. Even the way in which they're able to deal with Gospodarov towards the top of Broken Wall and just to split in through Arch. ex-ETHEREAL having a rough time on Inferno. This is looking so much better from forZe.
Spamming through on Rain. The cat something, no. Jerry frags out the Deagle, taken back down immediately. A minute and 20 to the clock. Still forZe are pressing into the mid positions. Goss backed up with the Eagle towards the balcony. One player below him, 2-2 split. Him and Robin. Just ready to face against forZe, see what damage these Eagles can do. If they can get the headshots, then it might work out, but it's a very difficult task.
Yeah, there's a bit of an avenue where they can split B again. There's no real eyes on this wraparound play. It does look as if, though, it's going to just be the long take to come through. Deagle out from the balcony position of Gospodarov has to fall down to mini pit. And now a world of utility can start coming in towards the A site. Molly comes through to force Goss out into the open. A couple of nice duels, even trades. And now Finnegan and Pashnoi just left to try and see if they can get some exit damage. Sorty connecting with the AWP again. 8-1 so far. Finnegan, he's got to just save this AK. I mean, there's no point just even looking for more exits. Just hold on to the rifle.
Yeah, I mean, that's that.
Bye, Flip.
He's gone. He rage quit. I'm sure he'll come back in a second. It's probably a DC issue. I'm just imagining a technical pause coming through in a second.
They're trialing another player.
A third roster move? My God. Oh no, Flip's back in server, so all seriousness, he's absolutely fine. And the odds at Paramatch heavily favour the forZe side. Looking real good here. ex-ETHEREAL have found one. Just one here on CT side. The tactical is going to get called in as a result here for them. They need to try and bring something back.
Got a fun fact as well, Jade. You know Zorty translates in Russian to sniper.
Oh, he plays with the AWP. Ah, okay.
No, I just made that up. I mean, it might be, but...
Oh! You actually baited me there. For real, Dwayne?
Yeah, I've got no... I mean, it could be. Like, I have no idea.
Oh my God. That's funny. Oh man. Right. AWP for Sorty. He is rocking a sniper for this round at least, so playing out towards the mid control, expecting some sort of peek in from the brackets position, but it's the M4. AK leaning up for the CT side, hoping to catch somebody out here into the banana position, but nothing is coming through. They're very passive right now in this default forZe.
Quite a bit of aggression coming out from Porsche. They're actually going to go back in towards this brackets position into Boiler. Great opening kill being found from Rain. The T's now try to fall back to make sure they don't continue up with any more fights, but it's the CTs that continue pressuring the fight. Gospodarov now starting to get involved. Rain now swinging in from short. Wow, so many aggressive peaks coming through, and they didn't even see Gospodarov continuing the aggression.
Two players here to the banana control, the CT side. Vertical crossfire, they do lose one for it, but now they know exactly where Zorty's at. That native landed a bit deeper, would have taken him down. Good shot on Rain, does chime back in towards one, but he's a whole lot more. He's not ready to Mexico. Gospodarov was sneaking forward, gets that kill, gets that AWP for free. And the second round to the board of the CT side. Now within 5 of the forZe lead. And the money's a little bit lopsided actually for some players. Flit's got $1,500, so might have to see some drops coming through. Yeah, tactical time will come through from forZe as well, as they kind of got decimated in that last round. It was a very, very unexpected sort of round coming through.
Yeah, ex-ETHEREAL hadn't really pushed forward in any of the rounds so far on this CT basis, at least early on. And then sort of we see them pushing brackets into Boiler. They continue pressing forward. Gospodarov even starts aggressing further. Then they've got a double banana play. Like, it's just ex-ETHEREAL playing a little bit looser, playing a little bit more aggressive. And forZe just kind of got caught off guard with it. Didn't expect that kind of play. So a second on the board for the Russians. Well, both Russians in this game, but for ex-ETHEREAL at least. I think they just need to find some momentum, right? Like, forZe have got a great opportunity here to just be able to sort of get back involved. They've already got a really big lead. Try and see if they can only allow ex-ETHEREAL to win single rounds rather than any kind of streaks.
Orb in, Goss catching Kenzie with a wide face. That's the secondary kill of the round. The first going the way of Passionate. Down towards the banana position, and he's pushed up so far forward in this banana control. The forZe side finally facing some major resistance here on the CTs. Maids on, falling back out into the passive B side defensive as they just check out the corners. And forZe forced to slowly but surely press forward, taking the map back.
A boost up towards New Box on the double B anchors. It could be a relatively quick rotation from Gospodarov out from Arch 2 over to the B site. forZe. Wonder how they use this utility, because there's a lot between them. One molly, smokes down. If they get a smoke out towards New Box, that could really isolate this crossfire.
Ready to receive. Armor's a first to face. Smoke down on cross will evade Gospodarov. Passionate gets that one kill. Finnegan there with a second. Bomb dropped. Zorti with the AWP. Once again, the last player left has it on his back. 25 seconds to act against Finnegan. Trying to go for the quick scope flick again, but not quite connecting to the frag. And that's going to shut down forZe pretty significantly. They've still got a little bit of money left, though, so they can go for one more buy here on the T side. But ex-ETHEREAL taking an opportunity to really stack up the rounds here.
Yeah, look, they're putting some hurt on. And, like, even for ex-ETHEREAL, they're going to have a tough time in trying to destroy the money line from forZe, especially if this loss bonus starts to kick in. They get bomb plans down too. I know that they haven't in the last couple of rounds. AWP from Goss has certainly found some more consistency into this first half of the second map of Inferno. Play from Flit in towards the apartments. Rain could get caught off. Ooh, actually adjust with the AUG.
Frag found, flash over, forcing this man away. M4 burst up, Rain, Jerry Zorti getting kills to a 3 versus 3 scenario. Orp back in for Goss, catches one, sees the second man rotating, expecting a flashbang to come through from his teammate, but it's going to counter-rotate back towards short control instead. Still not on the site just yet as Jerry goes down. It's all going to leave it on Zorti. No warp in his hands this time. The AK stands alone, looks up towards the graveyard area, out of balcony, expects Goss to be back towards pits. Once he drops down, he's going to give away all the info. Herd now, facing, gets that frag, but Robin with a quick trade. So damage being done, but still the CT side maintains control. And ex-ETHEREAL with that fourth in on the board.
It seems like Zorti so far in this first half has been a little bit baity, right? Like, he's always been the last player alive, left to clutch, rather than sort of being the one that's a little bit more aggressive. He's always sort of been behind the pack, whether it's been with an AK or an AWP in his hands. That 2v3 from Jerry and Zorti just not quite coming together when needed. It looked like they tried to maybe set up a run boost to get Rain over, but not quite landing it. Gospodarov coming in from the left-hand side with that AUG. A little bit of aggression coming down. Rain's going to push quite far forward and straight into the deagle of Jerry.
Hearing footsteps out to the arch on Banana. An M4 will fire away, giving away his position. Meanwhile, forZe have taken no damage. A big kill to open up, and now Kenzie has a bonus rifle to work with. What's this force buy investment from forZe? Looking to get as much damage as possible. Potentially look for a round itself, possibly even on the table for them at this stage. If they can get Passionate to drop, then that'll be a massive, massive pickup for them.
Just jump spotting. It's going to be difficult for him to at least take a contact from this position, so just jump for information, get a contact, maybe put that incendiary down, pull a rotate out from Finnegan. A few flashes. Actually a little bit late with that utility. It's actually the smoke that goes down, so he gets to hold on to that incendiary for a little bit longer. Finnegan is on rotation, but he's taking his time out from CT.
40 seconds. Amazon with the deagle. Faced in by Robin, gets swung upon. That's a kill found. And meanwhile, the T's counteract with it with a counter rotation. Nothing seen towards the B site, nothing seen towards A, but now they quickly act. And the AWP drops that bomb. Now CT should be on full rotations. M4 in from long, gets the kill on quad. Goss not missing his bullets. Sees the last player of Jerry. That AUG picked up from a dead CT player. Turned on with a spray of Robin. Eventually comes up with that kill. And eventually comes up with the fifth for ex-ETHEREAL.
I mean, really, for a mix, I've actually been very impressed individually by some of these players. And for ex-ETHEREAL, you wonder, like, what their situation is. Are they going to stay together with the core three and the coach of Belina? They've got a couple of stand-ins. They're looking at maybe trying to disperse off with some other teams, because we're currently in a position where there are a lot of free agents or CIS players out of contract that, you know, we could see a bit of a super team coming through. You've got a couple of the forZe players. Balance being dropped over from Spirit. There's a lot of players on the market. I think we should see some changes coming through over the next few months, but at least for forZe, it looks like the changes are set in place. Opening kill on for Gospodarov. Double stack coming in from the apartments. Oh, and it just works together between them.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trades. The Eagles facing forward, the smoke out. Robin does get armors the next. Tech9 and Jerry moving forward, sees his man, takes it down, turns back towards Rain, who's very low on HP, but so's Jerry, and he's down towards his HP put up. Meanwhile, Flick's moving in, and Rain finds the flick straight to the head, takes him down. ex-ETHEREAL on a serious round streak. Is this like 5 in a row for them or so? Like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, ridiculous stuff being posted by them. And ridiculous stuff from our partners at Hellcase, giving you some ridiculous discounts and 50% refill bonuses using the codes that you see on screen. Get your discount and grab what you deserve only at hellcase.com. Rifles back out for forZe. Now's the time when they need to start the engines again. They need to start getting things going again.
Fast play up from Jerry, at least towards Banana. Gospodarov just peeks straight in. They're playing with so much confidence on their CT side. Straight peek into Banana, straight kill comes out. It takes a little bit of damage for it, down to under half HP, but that is a very good start from ex-ETHEREAL, and they look like they want to continue charging.
Molotov doing some damage on with the swings. The flashback does not catch Finnegan blind. The AWP Zorti can finally trade it back, but now needs to isolate Finnegan next. Flash is keeping him blind. Can't see further to face around the corner. Spray back and forth. Finnegan does more damage. Eventually gets that kill together. Zorti with a trade. Keeping it a single-man advantage, but a 3-on-2 favourable to ex-ETHEREAL. Flashes go over, Goss, core off, still fires as Sorty reveals his position before the smoke blooms. And now it's all on Flit as the last man left. 1v3 makes his way through that smoke, goes for the plant, tries to set up the retake here.
Goss can't push forward in this smoke unless his teammates have got support from him. I've got to try and work together. 3 versus 1. Flit finds a first, not quite the second. Continued the spray, but Rain was the one to find the trade. And now we have got a tied up scoreline at 7-1 up for the T's. I did not think that this could start to turn into quite the close affair.
Yeah, I mean, the confidence has definitely slipped from forZe. We've seen some very, very lopsided performances from this team. You can see the frag counts in particular. Got Zorti up at 13 frags so far in this game versus Flit, who's down on like 4. He was the clutcher in that last round as well, and he fell spectacularly. AWP straight in for Gospodarov to get shut down by Kenzie. So finally they do isolate something back here on the CT side, following suit on Passionoi. That's much better here for forZe, but Kenzie's in trouble. Flit's there to bail him out. And now 5-on-2 gained. No trades here for the CT camp. Rotations in towards the A site, but they're going towards B.
Yeah, that's the one thing that kind of blows my mind sometimes with CIS Counter-Strike. Like, you see forZe struggling 6 rounds in a row, and then, like, 25 seconds to the start of round 15, they've already got a 5-on-2 advantage. Like, those kills just came in so quickly, and they're, yeah, like, a lot of players are taking damage, but just the way that they're peeking together, the way that they're bailing each other out of trouble. Robin has got an unwinnable situation. An 8th round up for forZe. A good way to put a bit of a positive spin on the half. It might not be a massive lead going forward, but at least they end it on a round victory.
Yeah, 8-7 to the board, forZe. Once again, within 1 of ex-ETHEREAL to turn over the half. This time they're the ones in the lead, though. And the odds have gone slightly back to the favor of the ex-ETHEREAL camp. forZe 1.44, 2.65. Get your bonus for the first deposit by going to panmatch.com. Click the banner below the Twitch channel to get some details and place your bets. Double flash smoke for Passionoi, double flash diffuse for Almaza. CT set up here for forZe, seeing a lot of players towards that second mid presence, and they're going to go fast in and wrap back towards the B site. Jerry has got a hell of a task ahead of him, tapping through, can't do anything. He's seen so much T side presence and damage done to Kent. He's going to force him back, needs to get next hit kill to get out of dodge here. He can only do so much with this position.
A little bit of an around the world setup coming out from ex-ETHEREAL. They showed the bomb out from second mid, but end up going back over to the B site, and now they're falling back over towards A by the looks of it. Ex-ETHEREAL going everywhere on the map, and well, they have pulled out the rotations, and they've left Gospodarov to be the lurk to the top banana position, but I think Flip might check this. He does, but he still loses the fight.
Should not have lost that one whatsoever. Goss leaning in, finally traded back by Kenzie and Almaza. And now Rain will look to enter. They've only got Zorti over towards Pit here on this A site. Backup is on the way. Taps up, headshot, connects towards only one. And the plant can be secured for a 2v2.
This could be anyone's round. Post plant coming in from ex-ETHEREAL. Flash comes through at the right time out towards the Moto Peak. Try and see if they can get an angle onto the library player, and they do so from Rain. Almaza now trying to see if he can clutch out a 1v2. Now, he does have a kit in place. He's got the time to work with, but how does he isolate these fights? No one is peeking here. He knows where both players are, but they peek together. And ex-ETHEREAL tie up the scoreline again. It's 8-8.
Well, now. This one is once again going to get close. I honest to God thought that this was going to be a much more stomper map from forZe.
I did
but
too.
again, there's just been some serious moments where it's just like, okay, where's the confidence for this team? Where is where is the side that we've expected so much? Where was the team that, you know, that should have been able to dominate on their map pick, you know? Like, we saw it flashes over on Dust 2. We saw it consistently here on this map, and then suddenly ex-ETHEREAL resurged and forZe somewhat went to sleep. And now down to Deagles for this next round. ex-ETHEREAL full AKs and Galils across the board. They spared no expense in this round.
I think there's a lot of anticipation about this forZe lineup too, right? Like, you have a look at their progression in 2020, and I think it was very average. Like, we didn't really get to see that many high placings. They didn't take home many events. And they had a couple of crack in the tier 1 events, but didn't really find too much success there either. They've made a couple of roster moves with some up-and-comers that have certainly had some eyes on them. And just not quite seeing it come through. It might take a little bit more time from forZe, a few months, to really start to show the prowess that they've got making these changes. But I think that's why the anticipation is there, is a lot of people expecting results instantly. And, well, so far in EDCJ, it's been, it hasn't been easy.
Drop down, flit out of dodge. Almaza cross firing. That's 1 and 2 kills and 3 kills from Goss. And the round is over already for the T side. Damage done to Kenzie out of dodge. Plant secured easy. And yeah, ex-ETHEREAL with their 9th. forZe best to save the Kevlar here. The helmets on both individuals. Yeah, utility as well for Kenzie. And of course the Deagles that can carry into the full eco round. This will be 9, the first lead, I believe, for ex-ETHEREAL in this map up. Another DC over from the CT camps. Maybe forZe are having some more technical problems in this freeze time.
Hopefully go and get that sorted really quickly. Well, one thing that was a bit surprising for me too is I was having a look at the ex-ETHEREAL ECA page, because I know they're playing in advance this season. They haven't played a game, haven't made any changes to the roster. So, you know, people like Gospodarov and Rain haven't been added, I suppose, because they are stand-in. So maybe still trying to see who those next few players are to just try and help them out with the games to follow. Where for forZe are certainly in that leg up, playing in Premier this season. I'm currently 0-1. But ex-ETHEREAL getting a lead now in Inferno, and maybe there's an opportunity that we even think about map 3 could be there, Jay, really, because after Dust 2, I really didn't even think at all that Train was a potential, but, you know, maybe it might come out now.
Molotovs and nades. Down on the forZe side, damage has been significantly done to these guys. Taps through on Finnegan, not connecting towards the one player. Smokes up as Jerry holds the back line. Molotovs continue onto the central line of the site. Let's see what these pistols can do against the execution of ex-ETHEREAL. They have been stalled for a moment. That smoke on the crosses are going to clear in the next 5 seconds. And the T's are starting to back off here. What's the play? What's the strategy here?
A double pump into B, running into a stack. Looks like what's going to happen there is they are not rotating off of B. That's 100%. Maybe if more utility starts to come in, and maybe if they start to realize the stack, then there is. But they're using all their utility. It's going to be a double pump play.
Smoke's on, Molly's down, one player back a second, boost armors are waiting to receive. USP stands alone, two players behind him, and there comes the kill from Pashnoy. 27 seconds, Jerry next to drop. One player at dark could be a linchpin entity if he's not checked out here. He sees one and two, installs the bomb, plants it, but only for a moment's respite. Robin gets both the kills back to return, and ex-ETHEREAL find 10.
That's impressive. That's really impressive from the T side. Like, it's not easy running into any stack, and maybe it's not impressive with the read, right, from Pashnoy, but even with 5 players at the B bomb site and the double pump came through, they still dealt with it very, very quickly. Yes, Kenzie may have got checked a little bit too late and does manage a couple of kills from Dark, but overall, that is very well done from ex-ETHEREAL. 2-round lead, now going into the rifle, no money for an AWP investment. A lot of nades going down to the banana position, not doing any damage, and Jerry is getting so aggressive about it. Finnegan blind does find that pick, but not before the trade comes in.
The armors are fully blind by the flash in the smoke. Just managing to find straight bullets to connect that kill together. 4 versus 4. And that forces ex-ETHEREAL back out of the B bomb site once again. They found the opening kill advantage though. So 2-2 splits coming in for the CTs. And smokes and flashes quickly out of the gate here towards the apartments. They're going to go for a fast rotation straight in from the short control. Flit in pit. Sees Pashnoy at the edge of the smoke. Can't quite take the firefight against him though. Blind sprays. Does no damage. M4 on the site. Those 2 kills come in. And Zorti holds it. All left. They've got Spadaro spotted now by the AUG, somehow transfers that spray, but doesn't go so far as a 1K. It's 10 to the board of ex-ETHEREAL and 9 back for forZe. Finally, a start here for the CT side.
Oh, what a beautiful crossfire between Zorti and Flip playing out from pit and in the site itself. We saw ex-ETHEREAL bringing the rotations over from B to A really quickly, especially that apartments player from Pashnoy. And by coming forward from the T's, they will be able to scrape it together. Not a massive amount of money in the reserve, and even a Galil's got to come out from Rain. More nades in towards Banana. Almays are going super aggressive. Jerry tried that last time, and they only got away with a trade. This time they tried again. No trade is even found.
And Goss tagged low, but low is as far as he'll go. No kills for the CT forces. Nades up on Jerry, hoping to get something down here towards bottom of mid. Nothing will be caught still. AK's watching Zorti with the smoke. Just jump face, no contact. It's gone real quiet off the back of that opener. An ex-ETHEREAL split out on the default. The bomb's still here towards Banana, so it could still be a B play.
Yeah, you can almost feel that Zorti's very pressured here to be. And no one's going to be on a quick rotation if they go into B. Jerry, the quickest player over, is in the site. No one playing out from library, no one from long, no one in arch. It might even be an instant save if Zorti gets pressured at B, but it just comes down to whether ex-ETHEREAL are getting the right read.
Smoke on that main position, and they are going to bait a slight rotation in from Jerry. He's slow walking it through long. Smoke back from Rain, though, however, might sell him on the idea. It's still going to be the A play. He's at the edge of said smoke. He's going to creep forward a bit, completely blinded off a dry face. Ends up with a 3K, and Jerry pops in and pops back out. Flit left to deal with Pashnoy and Finnegan out of dodge. 1 versus 4. Balls of steel for Jerry, and manages to make success for forZe because of it.
What a play, and what a just aggressive move that's so risky, right? They're down a man, and he realizes, I've got to take this into my own hands. They smoke off long, he pushes further off it, no one is watching for that aggressive play, and Jerry lines up 2 kills, gets that third, drops the bomb. What a big, big moment from the in-game leader of forZe. And ex-ETHEREAL going to take a tactical timeout off the basis of it. They've got no money. They've got the AWP from Finnegan, and I'm guessing the rest of them are just going to force around it.
Second tactical for ex-ETHEREAL here in this map-up. Third one called so far over Inferno. It's 10-all to the board. ex-ETHEREAL may have stolen the lead away from the forZe side temporarily, but now the CTs are back in control.
They're not forcing. It's a bit surprised. Because Finnegan's got no money.
Yeah, we did double eco, I think, as well, for the loss bonus, so...
There's not a lot of money.
Yeah, this is a very curious setup here from ex-ETHEREAL, but
Probably just eco here and then eco again, right? Just like maybe invest slightly in that next round. But that's an opportunity where forZe can really start to get a hold of this, especially now that they've taken banana control and they've already been granted with 2 kills.
yeah, Nate Stack on the first kill found past the edge of the smoke. Nicely placed there from Jerry for his 2K, and well, further nades coming through against the T side. Still got a player here at Boiler. It's going to get checked in by Kenzie. Rain. Look on for the short control. Kenzie turned away. Going to leave that AUG a little bit more exposed than what he'd like to be. Sees his man. I'm going to try something and get a bomb plant out of the apartments area. They're just going to time it well to try and draw in the apartment's presence from the one player that's watching the entrance. AWP Finnegan will be the focal point of this hit. Good tap, finally catches Rain, finishing off the job that the likes of Kenzie had started.
Yeah, it's falling apart pretty quickly for the T side. I mean, for Finnegan, is it best for him to just save the AWP again? I don't know.
No.
Because then you get in more money trouble. I think that's what he's going to do, though. Might not have any choice in the matter. So then they eco again, and then he tries to save him. I mean, they're going hunting. Look at how far forZe have started pushing down second mid.
15 seconds. If he gets taken down after time, that's going to be disastrous, and all 5 players are surrounding him. Flash into the bridge. Armor's first to face. 1 kill comes through. M4 hunts for it just before the time hits 0. So they do get a lucky break in that respect, ex-ETHEREAL. But if he was pressured, if they make a move in late, then, well, you can see exactly what they would have done to the economy state right here. Buyback coming in from Rain. It looks like ex-ETHEREAL are going to force the investment. Finnegan's on a deagle for this round, however, as a result. 2 Galils and 2 AKs here.
I don't get it, really. Like, I know it's a CIS kind of buy, but I just think, you know, why are they buying here? You've got Finnegan that would have had no money no matter what unless he stayed alive, and a couple of players on Galil's already taking a massive amount of damage. Nade coming in, great opening find. Almeza gets boosted up towards a broken wall. Someone's going to have to try and swing to get that 4-on-4, otherwise it could be another fight going the way of the CTs. Almeza just gets flashed off, and then Gospodarov just peeks forward to that smoke by himself. I mean, what is that?
Jerry did the damage as well, so there was like already the possibility for an easy kills to come through for the CT side, and still he faced forward. 2-for-0 trade. Galil in for Passionoi, looking back towards quad. Smoke down towards long will give him some cover so he can't get that kill back, but at the same time they also do gain the brackets position. It's going to press forward though. Kenzie better be ready for Passionoi. He evades him. Goes back towards the arch position. Passionoi point blank, gun barrel scene. First kill comes through. Still has Rain towards cubby corner. Backs off an incendiary. He can play for time. They're at a 5-on-2 advantage.
I love that they're not getting hungry here. Like 5-on-3 and you get another pick, then maybe you just keep fighting. Flash comes through. They get the information at least. They know that both players are out from long. They can now start to target themselves a little bit differently, start to reposition. They already bring a rotation in from CT Sport, and these footsteps are going to be heard from Jerry.
Ooh, time right, sees both, takes down only one, and Finnegan's bracketed in, completely sandwiched by the CT side. Does take out one of the players though. Second player back in Flit, offering up the 1v1s. Guys, not like this. AWP in, shuts him down at the very least, so no clutch for Finnegan, but still a lot of damage taken by forZe, and a lot of it was pretty unnecessary as well.
Yeah, I think that it could have been a lot stronger than what it was. Those odds, though, probably won't be any stronger. 1.17 for forZe, almost 5-1 for ex-ETHEREAL to win their opposition's map pick to try and take it to a third. So do make sure to get your bonus on your deposit. And click the banner below to get all the information. 100% bonus on your deposit for Pacific regions as well. So click on the banner from paramatch.com. Find out if you are that lucky fellow. Another tactical from ex-ETHEREAL. Now, you've got to think, max round loss bonus now. Starting to see a lot of rounds in a row from the City side. They can invest down to, what, like 1,500? If anyone buys down to about 1,000, I'm just going to get annoyed. Yeah, much better. Don't overspend.
You're fine. You're fine, Dwayne. It's all good.
For the moment.
For now. Give it time. We still have potentially at least 4 more rounds, so. Tech9's in, the Eagles out. Eco coming through for ex-ETHEREAL. 3-2 split coming in once again. I'm surprised they haven't just like bought the flash for Gospodarov. Just flashed their way in towards the B site, going for the bomb plant easy, but First kill found. Rain does catch a trade, however, towards Brackets. One can rotate back here, actually. This could be a bit difficult. Passionate gets another good trade back. Kenzie to respond to 2. And now it's all left on Robin in a 1 versus 3. Decent damage being done. That all can probably get recovered, however, I'd imagine, by the M4. And indeed, he does. But the smoke down, spray back on Robin. I think he knows roughly where he's at. And landing pretty decently as well. Bomb can get picked up. But it's a case of where he plays that's the problem.
Re-smoke just evading the body block. 13th round now up for forZe. Starting to really get some confidence going. And probably for one of the first times, I think, in this map, outside of maybe like the start, like the first maybe 5 or 6 rounds, are we seeing forZe really confident? They've got 5 in a row here now. They haven't allowed a single bomb plant over from the T side. Zorti's been very consistent with AWP in the second half. Even Kenzie's getting involved, which is good to see from the 2 newer players. Even bringing that AWP over towards the B side to start off.
Orb straight in with Zorti, smoked off position. Blind firing on Finnegan does not connect the kill to start things off, but decent effort towards that banana position. Incendiary's down to stop the Brackets control coming through. Jerry, edge of the smoke. Does he see anything? Double nades on. Damage to Zorti. Counter nade back from Jerry. Could land close towards Robin, and indeed it does. And Incendiary to try and stall them off from the banana position. As eventually Kenzie does strike on Gospodarov. Flash around the corner for Jerry. Is he going to get an opportunity to make this kill happen? I mean, he's got 2 to find, but no. Zorti taken back by Robin next. Finnegan checking the corner. Goes down! Oh, that spray transfer! Jerry, quick flicks work out.
Oh, that's got to be one of the sickest spray transfers we've seen in this best of 3. Nade's trying to come through for the pit position, but Flint's still doing damage and lines up the last kill. Eventually goes down to the molly. What a play, though, from Jerry out towards the broken wall to get forZe their 14th. Let's have a look at this again. Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Fast. That was lightning fast. Jesus. ex-ETHEREAL stunned into silence for it. Tactical pause coming through so they can regain their voice, because right now they're 2 away from losing out in this series, going down in last place of this group. 4 rounds the difference. 6 to the win for ex-ETHEREAL, 2 to the win of forZe. Gospodarov can't afford the AWP. He's got to go with the rifle. The AK coming in. And meanwhile, no expense spared for forZe. Plenty of cash to buy back into the next round as well.
Yeah, ex-ETHEREAL, they need just an opening pick. They need something, and look at the nades coming through towards a banana position. Almaze is starting off again with an opening pick. They can't catch a break, can they, on this T side?
Not at all. Smoke down, Brackets, Molotov coming in. Rain moving up. Zorti caught with an AWP pick. Rain gets 1 kill back on Kenzie, and damage done towards Flit. Continuing to press towards long as they're going to wrap the B-bomb site. They're pushing forward towards Banana, though. If the CTs can get these 2 players down, then that will confirm the round here. But if they get picked apart, it will be retake mode and a man advantage for the T side here. Are they even aware of this position? They're going to boost 1 player up on the flower pots, but both backs are turned. Oh, this is not good. Kill comes through. AK checks up, turns up the first frag. Can't get the second. All on cost. Footstep heard. Can't win the fight against Jerry. And it's match point for forZe.
Gee, Jerry is playing so well in the second half. It's really been unbelievable to think that the IGL has been holding up some really big players. They had no idea about that backstab. That was a really nice attempt coming in from Rain to get into the backstab, and it looked like he could have been on for a couple of kills. Jerry, as soon as Almaze falls, turns around 180, looks back over towards Banana, and forZe are 1 away, and another scrappy buy coming in from ex-ETHEREAL. They just don't have the money.
Not looking good for them. Orp in for Zorti, not connecting to anything. Sees that first player wide facing, doesn't land the shot, gets a tag off against him instead. The AK doing decent enough for Rain. AK up here for Jerry, can't transfer spray this time. Only gets Robin. Finnegan can find a trade. The AWP we're watching. And the AUG here for Flick, gets Rain next to face over at Brackets. Is all left of the B presence for ex-ETHEREAL, and then whittled down for a 2-for-1.
Interesting enough, they're actually bringing a double up setup into round 26. Zorti coming in on rotation out from CT. Almaze falls from the Coffin's position. Smoke goes down. Doesn't get the shot off straight away. Rotates are actually taking a really long time here from forZe. They're still not off of A.
Again, behind the smokers. Are they saving?
Yeah, it might be.
3v3 safe for forZe. I would have thought they would have liked to go for it, but I guess looking at the money state, they're probably thinking it's probably a better idea just to keep the weapons in. That way they can get more buys out.
Though.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess Jerry can still drop, but it's like, maybe they just try and bolster for some more buys. I don't 100% agree with the save call because there is money to re-afford it. I mean, Kenzie and Almas are kind of low. Flit is also sort of not quite there. I guess he's also low HP as well, so there's always that sort of idea just to go for the save call, right? Because rather than just throw the weapons away, because it's very unlikely you'll win a B-site retake like this. It does mean that ex-ETHEREAL can get to 11, and it does mean a small momentum swing their way. forZe need to shut it down now, else we could be back in 5 overtimes like Dust 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you just never know. Never know in this best of 3 how things are going to pan out. Jerry really putting up some big numbers. pashnoi, one of the B anchors out in Dust 2, who was having a decent second half on their city side, you know, really having up some low performances, I want to say, in this second map. Rumpu's coming in for the AWP from Zorti, trying to see if he can get a shot off. No one there to peek. Even the Jiggle peeks coming through haven't even shown a shoulder yet.
I think someone from Mexico. He falls back off position. Nade stack down to Banana. The CTs get out of dodge and they re-aggress through stack. The smoke's up, Jerry. Trying to look for a player close. Finnegan's going to get up his chance, but he still gets the flick together. Lands that headshot. M4 back for Almaza. Gets the trade. Molotov to try force him back. Gets legged. And smoke flash over the try. Stop the T-side players from making their way in. He can't fully retreat because that Molotov being in the way is going to mean a serious problem. M4 bursts through. Almaza back up on the site. 3 players here towards B. Only one on the A side. That's Zorti with the AWP. He could be seriously pressured if they're not careful.
Yeah, left long, completely open too. This is a bit of a gamble stack coming through from the forZe side, and it might be the right read. Almaze is looking to get aggressive. They're looking to try and retake this banana control, and Robin and Gospodarov just shut it down by themselves. One more player left over at B while the rotate still comes through from Zorti.
Flip backs up. Are they already going for the save call? Zorti's not rotating. Nade onto the bomb plant position will do some damage. Not enough in this case, and Zorti's nowhere to be seen. They're split across the sites. Flit still trying to challenge here on the B player. The bomb plant is secured open for first box. Gets that flick to the headshot. Oh, Flit! Playing aimbots, apparently. Rain left alone. Top of the back line. Needs to hold off the 1v2. Flit is single-handedly brought this back. And now the AWP and the AUG. 2 scope weapons up for the CT side. Watching the banana position. Flashbang will go over. Turn away the smoke actually instead. Rain looking on. Sees a Shadow 1. Takes it back. AWP respond from Zorti. And forZe have done it. 16-11. The impossible 4 versus 2. 1 out by Flit and Zorti in that one. And it will be a 2-0 series for them to claim themselves a second chance at going to the playoffs.
Oh, what a result coming through from forZe. Like, it was a struggle today. Like, it certainly wasn't easy, but they took Dust 2 right at the edge, and they come into Inferno, and they started off fantastically. They got a 7-1 start. Started getting a little bit slow, but then towards the late stages of that second half, they really started to put some numbers up. Jerry had some really insane holds over at the B side, and even that last round, I mean, Flit and Zorti just trying to work together at a massive disadvantage, and they've done it, Jay. They get the 2-0.
That they do. Very well played there from the forZe side in the end. It was a difficult affair, as you mentioned, a hell of a back-and-forth series. One that very easily could have been lost as well for these guys. You know, we saw how well overtime had gone for the ex-ETHEREAL side. And I got to give credit to ex-ETHEREAL, you know, because like coming into this one, they lost 2 of their bigger elements to forZe, and they still were able to maintain a fight. And, you know, I think in that respect, they can be happy with that. It's not a team that you expect to make it to the playoffs in the first place. So the fact that they're able just to go this far and do some decent damage, like, it's respectable at the very, very least, you know?
I wonder what's next for them, really, whether they sort of stick around, whether they try and get some new players, or whether they just kind of disperse elsewhere. I know that they've certainly had some decent teams that they've been on in the past. I mean, Finnegan playing with that Sparta side, certainly in 2020, looked a really decent team. That's kind of all broken apart now. But, yeah, like, I'm kind of keen to keep an eye on some of these individuals. Rain, in particular, the guy that I don't think either of us knew about coming into this event. I tried to do a little bit of research on him, didn't find much, and he looked really impressive. So I kind of want to see what's next for him.
Well, what's next is going to be the focus for ex-ETHEREAL for the European Development Championship. Their run has come to an end. For forZe, the day is not over just yet. They've got to take on the Lingby Vikings in one final best-of-3 to close out Group D and try find our final team through to the playoffs. So do stick with us here. In 20 minutes' time, it's going to be our final matchup of the day. Don't go anywhere.